Mr. T's cello studio, where purpose is what we seek. Today, I would like to talk about artificial harmonics. One of my students practicing the William Square's zig-zig, which featured this particular technique in the middle of the piece. Artificial harmonic, of course, is not the natural harmonic, which we put the finger down without pressure and it sounds like a flute. The artificial harmonic is done by put the thumb on the actual note and put the third finger perfect fourths apart to make the note sound 2 octave. I think it's 2 octaves higher. So 2 octaves higher. Yeah. So this technique, you can make harmonic of any single note. Yeah. So in this part, so it is a nerve-breaking moment for any cellist because it's so delicate, and under the pressure of the performance, when the nerves start to settle in, when you start feeling the stage fright, the bow starts to shake. Listen. Anything can come out, so it's very unpredictable. Yeah. So it's a very essential practice section that we have to make sure is as secure as possible. You know, we have to do as much preparation as possible, and even when something didn't go well, we know how to recover from those moments. So what I'm offering is, first, we have to be very clear about the purpose of this particular passage. The purpose of this is to offer a completely different color of the instrument and to portray a completely different mood of the music. So this is like a single flute performance compared to the beginning is almost like a whole country band. Yeah? With all the chords and with all this very flamboyant kind of festival mood. But here we have a single flute or piccolo. No? Sounds like a little boy just playing the little flute, right? So we need to make it very light and airy. Very light and airy, not hairy, you know. So what is the most important thing? The bow, right? The right hand, the bow, because the bow is one who makes the sound, not the left hand. Yes, we need to get the bow in, we need to get the left hand in tune, but essentially we need to make the note sounds like little flute. So where we play the note is very important. So practice some of the bow stroke. You can use any note. You put the E in here. When I like to use the upper half. Start from even close to the middle point of the bow, because lighter, it feels more easy to control. In this part, it's very hard. Even if you somehow get the note out, it always sounds too heavy, too thick, too scratchy. So go to the middle of the bow. Much easier, right? Bow speed, fast. Okay? Bow speed need to be fast. The hair need to be less. I found if you use full hair, you can get a louder sound, but also the trade-off is when you're nervous, it's easy to have the shaky bow. Okay? I think when you slend the hair and you essentially doing this circular motion is easier, to me at least, to keep the bow on the string and feeling of this brushy kind of feeling of the bow. The point of contact, or the sounding point, contact point, need to be closer to the bridge. Okay, so with all this adding together, the point of the bow in the middle, the weight absolutely maybe 1 or 2 out of scale of 10. Basically, no actual pressure at all, just the weight of your arm. Or sometimes if you have very heavy bow, you might need to actually reduce some of the weight by kind of balance it with your pinky. And less hair, okay? And another thing, I like to kind of angle the bow a little bit towards make the frog a little bit towards to the bridge. I feel in this way is sometimes easier. But you can try do this way and try this way and try the absolute perpendicular bow. So which one works better? To me, I think this works better. Then you can practice this bow speed, this kind of stroke. Go from the middle of the bow. It's supposed to sound like this. If you play it. Yeah, so even the bow is going up and down a little bit, it's okay. Yeah, so try to feel how that's the way, yeah? So the arm is just floating in the midair, yeah? And very airy, lots of bow, and very little hair and close to the bridge. Once you've done that, then we talk about the left hand. Essentially, this is an octave. So you practiced octave instead of practice the artificial harmonic. So can practice the E minor in this case. And the purpose of this is to learn the thumb, the bass note, which is the most important note, and the shape of the third finger. You have the whole hand and the distance between the third finger and the thumb, because they change from the low range to the high range, right? So you have to learn how to change, how much change. Use your ear, right? Do it slowly so you can upload the memory into your brain. Like Matrix, you know, essentially we are uploading new memory into our brain. So you want to know the memory you upload is the right memory. So you not go back to kind of change it again and kind of change it again, and then, you know, keep updating. We want the first one is the best version, at least for a very long time, right? So practice very slowly. Second thing you can do is to practice the fifths and the octave. So basically you play the thumb on both strings. Okay? So, and then you still doing the octave, so you know where the third finger is in there. After that, you practice the thumb only on the A string with the third finger on the D string. So in this way, you're practicing the thumb, which is the most important note. Again, the bass note is always the most important note. So you practice that up and down. You practice into different interval. Yeah, sorry. So just kind of get your thumb move and get used to this movement, and to get your ear to be able to hear different notes. Once you've done all this, try 1 or 2 notes first. Just get this note right. But remember the most important thing of the bow. So 2 notes, and then you add 1, 2 to 3 notes, 4, 5, and then you can do a shift. Because the first note, you have to shift, so you kind of get the notes out and make sure you can hear the notes. When you shift, another thing, the bow keep moving, don't stop. If you stop, slow the bow, then you hear this very scratchy sound. Okay, so let's review what we talk about. Practice the bow first, get the sound. Start from the middle of the bow, slanted here, closer to the bridge with a little bit angle. And practice that feeling, almost like Ponticello sound. Can be very annoying, but you need to be able to do that. Then the left hand, we do the octave first, and then the fifth and the octave. Then we do the thumb on the 8th string, and then we're doing the shifting to different intervals with the thumb, and then we actually practice the artificial harmonic with the third finger on top of the note, but no pressure. Okay, so practice one note, get it out, always trying to get the best quality of the note. And if the note is not in a good quality, it doesn't matter, you can do the whole passage, it still sounds bad. If you can do every single note in a very rounded, resonant harmonic, that's the goal. Okay, so don't get too impatient. This is going to take you sometimes, maybe a week, maybe a couple weeks, maybe a month, or even longer, I don't know. It depends on how natural you feel about cello, how's your hand set up, how much time you practice. Okay, so, but if you get frustrated, stop. Do something else, come back. Okay, always keep a fresh mind. Remember, we are uploading the memory. Okay, you don't want to waste your time to load the wrong memory and try to fix it later. Okay, so this is my tips on practice the artificial harmonic. Leave your comment below if you have a better way where you try different approach. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you very much. See you next time.